I want to talk about Deadshot a little bit and seeing how we've seen people evolve to counter a player like this. It was tough in that Scarecrow matchup against him. But Evan, in your opinion, what are some good tools or some good effective strategies to play against a player like Deadshot that just stays zoning for so long?
Oh, patience is the #1 key, and it's very hard. It is a battle of attrition against yourself, because a player like FullAuto, he will not be afraid to throw as many projectiles as possible. And actually, you know, another really good option is maybe just picking another character, which is something that we're seeing Toxin do right now.
Yeah, if you can't beat him, play as Batman.
That is a new line that should be written in stone.
Well, hey, it's working for Forever King so far.
It is, and Toxin. So Toxin's been playing this character. Oh, what a mistake! He tried to let go of the trait bats and instead got the spin, which then in turn wasted it for him.
Well, that was a thing of beauty, that interactable, the center of Joker's playground. But this is all too familiar.
And even though Batman has some of the best anti-zoning tools in the game, he still has to respect a lot of Deadshot zoning. So I mean, it's scary when he gets in, but overall the mobility isn't particularly better than Scarecrow.
And also keeping an eye on the meter. Just activated again, meter burn rifle.
And look how much damage FullAuto is dealing as Toxin tries to make his way in. He's got almost, now he's got 3 bats set up. I think he needs to summon them and use them as a tool to at least get a few free dashes off.
Well, here is the opportunity to do it. Oh, just walks forward and takes a bullet. Well, I'm the Dark Knight, man. It's not going to stop me. Here we go.
Oh, and this is a great opening. Batman pressure is unrelenting, but nice usage of the interactable by FullAuto. Is going to get the corner advantage, and oh, didn't let him jump out. That should be a full punish.
Arkham's your next stop.
Eat lead, sucker.
Oof. All right, there's the clash. 2-2, it's tied. BeyondToxin needs some help here. Activates the Batarang, throws it forward. As you said, Evan, that's what he needs to do in order to cover the gap.
Right, that and his aerial mobility are really the only options that he's going to have against the Deadshot zoning. Oh, wow, could have comboed off of that. But instead, this is going to be so hard for him to make the comeback. He really needed to take that first life bar. A lot of guaranteed chip. Oh, this is a good start. Lands the cross-up, but drops the combo. Still able to take the first life bar, but there's so much space for Deadshot to walk back, and meter available. There was really not a whole lot that he could do.
Not a whole lot, but hopefully he took some notes going, okay, got to change up some of my pacing, get those Batarangs out there, and then press forward. You also have that option of the meter burn roll.
Right, and he did use that to get in the first time, which allowed him to take that first life bar, but unfortunately wasn't able to use it a second time. Ooh, and we are...
Power Girl.
Yeah, I heard, you can hear it audibly say that before it even switched to her. So, again, we are seeing so many Premier skins today.
We are. I'm digging it. I cannot wait for more to come out, folks. I'm going to be playing Injustice 2 for a very, very long time. Starfire comes out next month. All right, here we go. BeyondToxin.
Begin.
Now playing as Power Girl.
And interestingly enough, because we're seeing these switches, it wouldn't seem that way, but throughout the rest of Hometown Heroes, Toxin is 4 wins and 0 losses against FullAuto. So I don't know what switched recently, but Toxin's trying some different characters. Doesn't seem like he's comfortable with his main. I don't know what character he used in those matches.
Well, there's a bit of a mix-up coming from FullAuto for some more damage, but I like the trades coming from the eye lasers here of Power Girl. Oh, does not get the freeze breath. Using a meter for that.
And Toxin using the mobility and the counter zoning of her trait to already be doing considerably better than he did in the first match.
Just using those that overhead, good defense, good blocks from BeyondToxin. And OD FullAuto now has a health lead. Does not get teleport punch.
Yeah, that was a really large risk. I mean, it's a high risk, high reward option.
For sure.
And actually, the reward of landing it is considerably higher than the damage that Deadshot can deal in mid-screen. So I understand the choice, but overall, it didn't work.
Well, one of the perfect times to do is right when that low rifle is about to hit.
Oh, yeah.
Get out of there, strike from up top. That overhead will definitely connect when he's trying to fire those bullets. And there's the low overhead again. The setup in the clash for BeyondToxin.
My skin crawl.
Eat lead, sucker.
He's definitely doing better against FullAuto, but still not able to get the damage he wants.
Yeah, FullAuto just has such a solid play style. He's able to just slowly wear his opponent down and punish all of their mistakes. Oh, but actually that could have been a full teleport punish, just like you said. As long as you're above the meter burn low rifle, it's a free punish. And that is actually the highest combo starter for Supergirl, or Power Girl in this case, is meter burn teleport.
And you can activate it in the air. So if he's activating his low rifle, oh, unfortunately not able to do it there. That's one of the opportune times to do it. And that's going to be another game for FullAuto, game 2.
So like I said, Toxin has won every single time that these two have met in Hometown Heroes, but I do know that offline, it's definitely gone in the other direction before. They do play at the same local, and FullAuto's won, I think, quite a few of those, or maybe at least within second place.
Offline, online, it's a rivalry between these two players, and OD FullAuto is up 2-0. Will we see another character change? Yes, we're going back to Scarecrow for Noble BeyondToxin. Deadshot again for FullAuto. We did see Cyborg a little bit earlier. I think that was just yeah, I can play other characters, but I'm going to go back to Deadshot. I like playing Zone, guys. Can you see a pattern?
Definitely. A FullAuto Jackie player who plays Cyborg and Deadshot. This is definitely a master zoner.
No connections yet as we start game number 3.
All right, now we did see this exact matchup earlier, of course, with FullAuto against Game Freaks, and actually in FullAuto's last game. So it didn't look very good for Game Freaks, but he had the opportunity, he had the chance.
All right. Now this is the opportunity where Noble BeyondToxin can move in because there's no meter yet, but that's 2 interactable kicks that we've seen from FullAuto so far in this game. There's a push-up, there's the meter burn.
And again, just slowly chipping away at Toxin's life. Oh, look at this. Every single low shot does so much damage in chips.
Low hit, no connection yet. Great defense, but finally Noble BeyondToxin's able to block the interactable kick. Jumps over.
Unfortunately,
Shot too fast.
Flipped by the straight shot. The straight shot, when you have the blue trade up, does knock back to full screen, which of course just gives Deadshot the chance to zone even more.
Oh, that is how you stop an interactable kick, folks. Another throw.
Oh, and all of this coming all the way back.
Able to block it again. But there's the meter burn. Low rifle, and it's still pretty close. FullAuto has a slight health lead.
I think what we're going to see here is probably a teleport from Toxin. Yep, but oh, it wasn't quite enough to kill. And, you know, even though he did manage to knock out FullAuto's life bar, now look at the screen positioning. Okay, he actually reversed it, but got punished for it, and he needed to.
It only takes one.
I don't think it takes. Well, it's taking a lot. A lot of them are meter burn.
Yeah, way, way more. I mean, he always talks about how much money he wants to make, but can you imagine how much money he wastes on bullets?
That's why he has to make all this. He has to take a contract all the time. It's in and out business, man. He's got a lot of overhead. Oh, he's able to get the trade hit, though. But still more zoning coming from OD FullAuto. Meter burn low rifle. There's a teleport. He sees it with the low, and he gets the opening.
Oh, that should be a lot of damage. A weird flip out by Toxin, but it might pay off. Oh, that actually could have been a punish.
It's tense between these two players. Toxin does not want to go out like this. Gets the overhead, crushes from up top, stays alive, and we're going to move into game number 4.
Wow, Toxin was so behind that entire set, but when he got in, he made it count. He made it count as much as possible, got all the maximum damage, baited every single interactable usage. So smart by Toxin. And FullAuto, he's, I think, just got to play a little bit more patient as soon as Toxin gets in, because he does tend to try to squirm out a bit. He'll either, you know, throw out an attack or try to jump over or use the interactable. And for every single time that he does that, Toxin is ready and Toxin baits.
The pattern is starting to be downloaded from Noble's BeyondToxin, but let's see if it's going to prove effective as we move on into game 4. OD FullAuto as Deadshot has the lead. There's the first couple strikes. Ah, that's the low. Just keep hitting with that low until he gets the opener, until he gets that connection.
Oh, speaking of connection.
Oh, no. Oh, no, unfortunate. Unfortunate, unfortunate. We'll have to get a confirmation from our production team, but in case there's a disconnection, there is a rule set that will let you guys know what just happened. But I want to talk a little bit more about the teleport. We're not seeing that utilized as much. It is unsafe, but would you rather take the damage and get closer rather than just staying behind and having him build meter throughout the entire match.
It really depends on the situation. I mean, it's terrifying to use against Deadshot in particular because all of his zoning, well, not all of his zoning, but a lot of his zoning, it recovers so quickly that a lot of times, even if you catch him already committing to a gunshot, he can turn around and punish you anyway. But if you do pick your spots well, you can catch him in the low rifle, you can catch him maybe meter burning one of the angled shots, you can get a full combo punish. So even though it's usually not used too much, if you really feel confident in your reads, which you pretty much should as a Scarecrow player, you can use it to your advantage.
I'd love to hear the thoughts of White Boy on this as well, who was a player that won CEO using Scarecrow that surprised everybody because towards the beginning of the game being released in May, who was figuring out which were the top tier characters and the ones they wanted to choose. 2 characters in particular, Scarecrow, Flash, and a lot of people were going, okay, you know, we don't think that they're top tier. That was incorrect. It was in the hands of the players seeing how well they're able to orchestrate and have the finesse, if you will, of the perfect execution. I mean, what you were talking about with Gorilla Grodd with the cancel. When I back 3 for Cat, I'm just like, oh, I can just hit down, or left, or right, and cancel. It's okay. I have some time. That is the type of execution that these players keep rising to the top every single week. And that's why a player like Noble BeyondToxin, who has been with us ever since the Mortal Kombat X Pro League, is struggling, having some issues with a player that is able to execute so well with OD FullAuto.
Right, and I mean, as time goes on, we see players do better and better, especially with characters that they need to make all of their moments count. So exactly like we saw in that last matchup, you have a character like Scarecrow, who he's not great at getting in, but he will get in. Almost undoubtedly, he'll get in, but he has to make sure that every single hit counts.
Yep.
And early on in a game's life, a lot of times, you know, you'll see a dropped combo, you'll see a situation where you didn't 100% know how to bait it, you didn't know how to take advantage and full, you know, maximum damage and Oki situation off of the bait. But as time goes on, these players, just like Toxin, just like White Boy, Honeybee, they're all getting so much better with their characters, so much more comfortable with all the situations that just getting in once could be the entire game.
Well, guess what, Twitch chat? We got it back. So if you're happy, press 1 on the keyboard, press enter. Let's go. See who's going to take this series. OD FullAuto versus Noble BeyondToxin. People that enjoy chat like, no, don't flood it with ones. Too late.
Far too late. Thanks, Josh. Now nobody will be able to read chat.
Yo, just do it once. Don't overdo it.
But now you know they will.
I know. What have I done? Here we go, folks. It is currently 2-1. OD FullAuto in the lead. Noble BeyondToxin playing a Scarecrow.
And they will end up on Atlantis. Again, we've got the same interactable. I believe you can do the dive kick off of that. I don't understand how FullAuto always manages to get his back to one of those. It's just I don't know, it's a thing. It's just fated.
All according to plan. Yeah. Dr. Fate's like, every time you play on this stage, you will get access to this interactable. Well, the access to damage right now is definitely in favor of OD FullAuto, who has taken down the health bar BeyondToxin almost all the way. Still a little bit of fight left for the first health bar. Unable to connect with that onslaught. And there's another interactable.
Actually, I was wrong. So I thought that was one of the dive kick ones, but just like the power characters, it looks like the gadget characters punch a hole and use that sort of water jet.
Well, it's Atlantis. It makes sense.
Oh, did you see him make the... he got a wrong input because of the strange cross-up situation that Toxin put FullAuto into. So he actually got a wake-up meter burn low rifle back. Well, actually, it wasn't meter burn, but yeah, look at that. Toxin, just like I said, Toxin got one advantage. He got in that single time, even though he was down to about 25% health left in that bar. He has the lead.
He's got to maintain the advantage, though. He is down. There we go. There's that throw. We saw the throw being very effective continually when he's up close and personal with Deadshot. He needs to continue that. And as he strikes closer to the corner, tries to use more interactables on his side, gets a couple hits, does not read the interactable play, the bomb being set by OD FullAuto, and there is the clash.
Just a few shots. It only takes 1.
And this corner interactable on the right side is another one of the strongest interactables in the game because you can drop an infinite number of unblockable combo starting bombs on it. So if FullAuto can get his back to that, that'll be a scary situation for Toxin.
FullAuto was able to read that teleport a little bit earlier, reads it again. This seems to be one of the most viable options that Noble BeyondToxin has, but it's unsafe. and it's being read by OD FullAuto, except for that time. There's a low and a nice little poke, but unable to continue with the damage, goes instead for the push.
Oh, and it's going to be so hard for him to get in and then not get hit by the bomb if he can even get past the chip, which he will not be able to do, as FullAuto is going to move into losers finals after being knocked into losers round 1 of this top 8.
So it's going to be the answer to the question, who can stop OD FullAuto's dead shot?
And he's going to be one match closer to making that rematch potentially against Zyfox. I mean, either whether it be in winners of grand finals or in losers finals. We'll see after winners finals concludes.
No, BeyondToxin is able to utilize different characters though, starting with Batman, using Power Girl, and then going to Scarecrow. I see his Power Girl, if he was just able to execute that teleport punch and a couple other moves, it seemed OD FullAuto was trying to restructure. Okay, all right, I got to look out for this, got to look out for that. And that's one of the advantages you have when you change characters. Unfortunately, Noble BeyondToxin was not able to fully execute with that character. He did the most amount of damage with Scarecrow, but just the challenge of that zoning is far too great for some of these players. They can overcome. It takes practice. It takes good practice partners. It takes listening to this gentleman here, Evan Hashimoto, and a little bit of luck here and there.